Well, Ted, you're coming off a run as the top singles heel in the company for years, and all of a sudden, as you said, Vince comes to you and he wants to put you in the tag team scene with the WWF. What did you think about this transition at the time?
Well, I mean, it's really not what you want to do. It's kind of like it's when you've been there, at the top and done it. But everything, it's kind of like uh, you can only stay there so long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially as a heel, like with your super baby faces. I mean, like Hogan. But eventually, everything's got to change, and you got to put new faces in there. So it was not unusual for you to, stay in the mix, but now you're not at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And um, I was, I was making good money, so I wasn't complaining.
Yeah, that makes me wonder, and it's something that I hear a lot about Vince at this time because again, there were no guaranteed contracts at this time. You guys were all independent contractors, and one of the things that I've heard over the years was that Vince generally hated tag teams because that means that you've got to pay four people for one match as opposed to two people for one match. And so, I mean, when you're hearing this news, do you think you would have had any insecurity of like, man, like this might mess with my money?
I didn't worry about it. And again, well, the other thing with Vince is, uh, whether it's said or unsaid, there are certain talent that uh, it's kind of like when Steve Austin came along and I was managing. Vince Vince put Steve Austin with me, and we call it the rub because I was somebody. I was one of those guys that had been over really well, that had been at the very top, and now I'm a manager, and it's like putting him with me is going to help elevate him faster. I mean,
Mm.
obviously, and and my gosh, Steve took the ball and ran with it. After a while, he didn't need me or anybody. And but I mean, but that was the deal. That was the reason why it was kind of, we call it the rub. The rub to help somebody, to help highlight them quicker.
So Vince had a lot of respect for you. So you didn't have any fear of like, oh man, he's gonna mess with my money. It was always like, hey, look, he likes and respects me. He's gonna take care of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.